Good evening. Okay. I have some ideas about what's going on with the paintings, but I don't think I'm going to be able to solve that completely right now. I think I'm going to need more information. Maybe it's just time to just go in and explore the normal way. I do need to update my notes on the rooms I found yesterday, though. I think I uncovered like 4 new rooms, so room directory. Garage music. Scenes unknown. 19 and 20 are unknown. Drawing library. Chamber of Mirrors was new the other day. I have not figured that out yet. There's something of a puzzle going on there. Pool. Utility closet. Boiler room. Yeah, nothing new there. What a stroke of luck that I managed to get the workshop last session, though. That was nice. The aquarium is new. And it is complicated. That's 44. And that is going to be past the gym. Which means, you know, it's every color. Which means if you've made your green rooms free, as it counts as a green room, it removes the cost. Green room, hallway, bedroom, shop. A black print. I have not seen the term black print before, so that's interesting. Exits is going to be 3, and summary is aquarium, every color of room. Including 1 or 2 red herrings. Okay. No new purples. I still have yet to see a foyer. I'm up. Green rooms. We've got terrace, patio, courtyard, veranda. Oyster is new. cloister is number 4. And greenhouse is Geo6. And I know that the 2 other room types are morning room and secret garden, which I haven't accessed yet. So the cloister cost is 3 gems. It ain't cheap, which is one of the reasons you really want to have done your upgrade that makes them free. You want to do a terrace first. The type is green room. The rarity is unusual. Exits is 4. And summary, no, there's no summary. Seemingly inaccessible garden. Yeah, that's definitely hinting that, yeah, it's accessible. It just seems like it isn't. You haven't figured it out yet. Red rooms. I've got all of them. Outer rooms. Root cellar is now in my list of outer rooms I have encountered. It fits into spot 5. Yeah, the description for this one is going to be type green room, dead end, outer room. Rarity is unusual. Summary is rooms in your house will be more likely to contain dig spots today. In parentheses, I'm going to add including non-green rooms. Because that was the effect it had, was I started seeing dig spots in rooms that were not green. Which was a bit of a surprise. Exits. Yeah, these are all dead ends. So there's not a single one of them that has more than one exit. At least so far. Okay, we're going to drop out of that. I'm already in the room, so we'll grab the allowance, which is a measly 2 coins. But now I got the feeling that there will be more opportunities for more allowance. At least I hope so. What's it gonna be? We have a tool shed, a hovel, and a shelter. The shelter has a terminal and has the safe. I have not figured out yet what day it is, so I need to look for more information on what day it actually is to figure that one out. The shipping receipts is not enough to tell me what day it actually is. My assumption is that things are shipped on the day that they are requested, but I don't know. Maybe they're shipped on the day they are received. Maybe they're shipped on the earliest day they could be received. I'd like to start my day. I do not want to switch to steps instead of gems. Go with the tool shed. I'm going to have to figure out which of the rooms has the ability to break through. It could be the hovel. It could also be the shrine. We know it wasn't the shelter. Okay, so I'm going to begin my day with the shovel. And, ooh, the lockpick toolkit. That's nice. That's a nice start. Let's hope my luck holds out. I'm going to go left. Okay. So again, the gear wrench had an interesting effect. The gear wrench, each time you draft a mechanical floor plan, you may permanently adjust its rarity. Now, what are the mechanical rooms? That's the utility closet, the boiler room, security, workshop. And there's one other in the middle that I haven't encountered yet. So I could just start by grabbing my gear wrench and having it with me. All right. And praying and prying, base and ace. Right now, I want the pantry. Pine and pin. Bath and bat. Clock and lock. And I need my key. A box next to this box contains gems. Both boxes next to this box contain gems. Okay, we know that one's got to be false. A box next to this box is true. Well, I know that's false. and that's the one that's next to this. So this has to be false, which means this is the only true one, which means my gems have to be in the white one. Chapel it is. Thunk. Nothing on the table for me. There's a bishop on, chess piece. I know things can be on the floor, but I think if I understand correctly, when it said the metal detector actually increases the chances of you. When it says increases the chances of you finding things, it means it actually increases them being there, in addition to helping you find them. All right. Well, corridor is not really helpful, but Nook only gives me a key. I could go ahead and just drop the nursery, but I'm going to go with the corridor so I can get into the other corner and have another shot at rooms. Okay, so we got car and cart. With the closet, I could use more items. Key card, that's a good find, and a gym. And here we have a stag and a tag. And it sucks another coin away from me. I'll go ahead and do the commissary. Sand and. Gems, sledgehammer, metal detector, salt shaker are on the menu. Door is locked. I will try the lockpick, and I succeeded. This would be my first opportunity to modify the frequency that something comes up. Don't really care about security right now, though. But it gives me a path through. I'll spend the gem just because it lets me go through. Okay, so this is defaulted to standard. I can make it less frequent that it comes up. I could make it more frequent that it comes up. It's a darn useful room when paired with the break box. So we'll adjust it. No coins, no fruit. We do have fire and fur. And I've got a card, so. I 've Dining room's not a bad thing to draft. I am missing some earlier rooms. I really was hoping to get a path back south that would avoid me having to go through the chapel. We shall see. Stage and sage. That'll take an extra 2 steps off of me, but I get running shoes. Here we have coat and cot. I have to pay a gem for the courtyard. Yeah, let's do it. Metal detector. And I already have a shovel, so I can start digging. Old shoe is not worth anything. Turnip is nice. That gives me back 6 steps. Shoot, I am going through gems way faster than I want. Well, take the drawing room. There's no pictures in the courtyard. In here we have stairs and stars. That is blocked off. If I pull the hallway, now I have a path back to the commissary that does not require me to go through the chapel paying money. As much as I want to draw the storeroom, I keep getting the storeroom in cases where it would dead end me. And I'm like, no, you need to give me that when I'm drawing in a corner. Bridge and bride. Okay, we have a connection back to the center, and I can open this now. Like a passageway would really help here. It would connect to nothing. I'll take the nook for the key. And we have a road and a rod. I notice the Mount Holly symbol shows up in various rooms. Here it is above the lamp. All right. West Wing Hall gives me the most flexibility, but I could also grab this, which will give me a gem. It'll give me access to go south. I'll take the money. The gem. So if I'm understanding correctly, there's going to be 8 of these things. I know there's one in the office. There's one in here. Well, where could the other 6 be? Mystery to solve. Okay. I swear, if I draw the pool, it's going to then give me something sucky on the corner. So I'm just going to go ahead and go to the storeroom. Gives me the money that I have been wanting. Another key gives me another gem. There's a plan and there's a plane. Oh, in this room, it has crow and row. Still haven't seen the darn breaker room. Or at least not in a situation where I can use it. So it's going to suck away a total of 3 steps. Oh, that's not much of a choice now, is it? I'll just take the risk. I need the flexibility to be able to travel in multiple directions. I'm just going to pick the thing that does not require gems. And it's a terrace. Fruit is nice. Worth 3 steps. No dig spots, though. Now I can either draft in the dark, or I can go through the gymnasium, losing 3 steps, and go into the dining room. And I think I'm going to go into the dining room. Mount Holly symbol. Good thing I should have used the lockpick key. The lockpick. I just hit the key too quickly. There's a book that I really wanted to read. It's still early in the game. If this is a short run, it's not the end of the world. I always like to try to keep at least 2 paths open, because they close off so quickly. But I'll go ahead and draw the library, because I will have a book waiting for me. Tiger and Tear. A History of Arindia. Interesting. So initially borrowed by Herbert S. Sinclair himself, and then by Mary Jones, and then by Detective Von Margle And then Detective Von Margle, withdrew it again. And I'm suspecting these dates might relate to some of the information we saw in the archive. This book was reviewed and cleared for publication by the Finn Area's Central Board of Education, has been edited to conform to our department's standards, including the omissions of sections deemed inaccurate or unsuitable for public dissemination. Well, that's rude. Ruffington Red Publishing, 1979. So what they mean is it's been censored. Okay, it's been very censored. What the point? What is the point even? Blank, the name used to designate the realms of the Eastern Waters, blah, 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 is no longer blah, 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 known to the average citizen. That's interesting. I don't think this is the censoring that was done by the editors. This actually forces it to create a new sentence. The name used to designate the realms of the Eastern Waters is no longer known to the average citizen of the elder generation. We must permit our leaders to enjoin us to abandon our past. Most historians mark the beginning of the first era, often denoted as Agira, by the ascension of the first king, something, whose name, Horus, would later grace the burgeoning township in which he was crowned. Known before his coronation as a prominent merchant lord, history is not always forthcoming. Surviving records are mostly limited to trade agreements, sale receipts. But he was an expansionist. Territory spread forth. By the end of the first century, things censored. A new kingdom was born. Censored. The fourth king, who split the vast domain into 3 equal shares, 3 realms. Fields and mountains bestowed upon him the realm of Arch. It's the eldest, it doesn't say what the name of the realm was. To the youngest, Arch Ares, the land of northern storms. And to the middle child, his only daughter, he gifted the southern region of Erija, land steeped in tradition. Third era. And here we see representations. And the middle thing is blocked out. So the eldest was granted the center, and that's been blocked out. And that looks like, yeah, I'm not sure. I get the feeling that the Realms book may give me a better hint as to what that was. Progress, prosperity. Despite their differences, they stayed friendly. Prosperous and bright future. Fourth era, different kind of ruler took the reins of power. There's a slip of paper. Detective Von Margle, Redgar. Thank you so much for your cooperation with our department in this investigation. We know our presence is never convenient, especially for someone of your social status, so it means all the more that you are not only tolerant, but also willing to aid our efforts in getting this business done as quickly as possible. We're returning with this letter the book you lent us, though I must confess it was not as much help as I had hoped. I'd heard that your library of rare and restricted books was quite extensive, and I was told by a reliable source that if a first edition and uncensored copy of the history of Arindia could be found, it would likely be found within the Baron's own collection. But perhaps I was misinformed. Still, part of me thinks that you may have given me the censored copy as a jest, a taste, if you will, for the bureaucrat of their own medicine. If that is the case, then I say well done, fair play, and perhaps on my next visit, we'll have a laugh about this after you have given me the actual manuscript. Until then, Detective von Margle, Redguard. Ah. The king of blank, no one, when he made the decision to move blank, overjoyed, grand city of Finn. Passing, king. Thankfully, the king died. Censored. Prince Lyrson of Finn declared himself the true monarch. Prospect of civil war seemed inevitable. Ram's regiments hastily recalled from the frontiers to stamp out and put an end to the Finnsurrection. But what was ensued was a savage and merciless campaign against their own people. The gardens of Finn transformed into a battlefield as the cries of the innocent echoed through the city streets stained in red. Pacification of Finn. So this book takes a dim look towards what happened in Finn. And after the censoring, that part stuck. The brutality of the pacification of Finn did not go unnoticed by neighbors. Allies came forward to lend support. Northern Regiment joined forces with Prince Lyrson to form a formidable army. Leveraged their influence and favor to persuade the nearby realms of Arch Ares and Nuance to join their cause. Victory did not come easy. The War of the Fifth Era lasted 22 years. 1 in every 3 men died. Prince Lyrson himself added to the casualties. But in death he won. Oris had fallen, and with it the realm. Black flags that had flown for 5 eras were burned. In their place, red banners were hosted in honor of the fallen of Finn. Few remaining members of the former royal family fled in fear of their lives to the south, forever exiled. Today, the realms inherited by the 3, Finn, Ares, Arch Ares, and Iraja, once again stand united as allies. So was it called something else before it became Finn Ares? Because it was censored earlier. And here they put it in front rather than in the middle. Distance between our peoples has grown. The connection to land remains strong as ever. The spruce and birch. Constant reminder we all share a common past. Blah, 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 blah. Even the last part is censored. Kind of wish I had the magnifying glass to see if it would reveal anything else, but probably not. Who knows? Well, the next time we're in the library, I guess we'll have to see if there are if there's any change to the options for books I can withdraw. Yeah. Only one way to go. I have not seen the showroom before. And while I don't have a lot of money, I definitely don't have a lot of keys. Just try to fumble my way through the Great Hall. And it's a room I haven't seen before. So we will draw the showroom. Moon pendant. Call it a day while wearing the moon pendant. You'll start tomorrow with 2 of the items in your inventory. Master key opens all normal doors. The chronograph. While drafting, you may rewind time after drawing new floor plans. You are more likely to draw tomorrow rooms while drafting. And the ornate compass. While drafting, you may rotate the first 3 floor plans that you draw. Handy items, none of them affordable for me at this moment. But that's okay. And here we have a chart and a cart. Okay, well, onward. If I want to continue, I got to do a rotate. If it will let me. Okay, but I will be out of gems. I can make this lab more commonplace, but I'm not a huge fan of the lab. But there's stuff in here I'm going to eventually need to figure out, so we'll make it more common. There's the heating and cooling chart. Periodic table, which I have not yet figured out what this is trying to tell me. I mean, there's the chart there, and then there's the chart over here with the numbers. And then it has an arrow pointing to the left, which I guess is telling me it's going to relate to this machine. Because it's got 1 through 10. That goes through 1 through 12. I'm not sure how you get to 11 and 12, but requires additional power piped in from the boiler room, which we have not yet done. So that's not going to happen. Terminal, which can let me set up a house experiment, which can let me, you know, mess around with stuff. That's the part that I'm not a huge fan of. Here's the note from Kimberly about how she got lost and needed drafting help. So we'll try the house experiment. Maybe today will be better. Yeah, I had 0 triggers in my first experiment. Continue with the experiment. I can choose 1 from the A and 1 from the B. And you draft a hallway from another hallway. For each bedroom you draft after your second, whenever you draft your shop room. These are all lousy options, but we'll go with the first one and the second one. Actually, I want to try one more thing here. Okay, yeah, it's just, it still says that. There is a picture here of a tag or a tin or a cost. There's a red line between the two. Okay, so we have tint and we have tin. All right, after all that heartache, please don't like block me now. I chose the shop. Of course, it gives me a bedroom. Billiard room would give me 2 keys. I feel like keys are more important than steps right now. Coast and coat. All right, we begin with that. Okay, square of 4 is that. The square of 3 is 9. Divided by 9 is going to be 1. Square of 3 is 9. Minus 5 is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Silver key. So instead of 2 keys, I got a silver key. That's interesting. I've never had that happen before. Maybe that's effect of being at a higher rank. Okay, can't use the lockpick. I'm going to go ahead and use the silver key. We'll do the cloister. The terrace made it free. It would otherwise have cost 3 gems. It gives me the most flexibility to move forward and doesn't steal half my steps. Thankfully, I got the security card. I mean, at this point, the breaker box would save me 2 steps through the gymnasium, but the kitchen is a shop, and that will reset my steps to 40 when I build it, but I'm only at 39. But the kitchen gives me another path north, and I like that. Unfortunately, I don't have any gems. I'm out of gems, so I can't build a kitchen. I can't do the kitchen. No gems. Since I'll do the guest bedroom. Bigger chance of having some cool stuff in it. There is nothing in there, but... Oh yeah, I need to pause for a moment. Nothing on the table. Planet and plane. Shame that there was nothing on the table. Okay, we're going to pause there for a moment. Dog's outside. I have been scolded for putting the dog outside when and not going out to give her company in the dark. It's like, nope, I'm putting you out there so you can do your thing because it's been raining since 4 o'clock. She doesn't understand that. Okay, resume day 15. We're going back into the cloister. And we're headed north. Yeah, I didn't think that I would be able to pick that lock. As you get further north into the estate, the locks become harder to pick. Too bad I couldn't afford the really spendy lock bit. The master key. But even then, that might not work on all these doors. I don't know. Okay. I have no gems, so I can't do the observatory or the walk-in closet. But maybe I can figure out the Chamber of Mirrors. My metal detector's telling me something. There's coins over there. Also, flan and fan. Okay. That seems to open up a door where I can't go. Like on the other side. How does that help me? Viewing this room from more than one perspective is key to unraveling its secrets. So, if I look at a different room, like if I look at dining room, it has a solid blue border around and then clear openings where doors are. But when I look at this one, it's the only one that seems to have lines suggesting that there are doors of some sort in those locations. So maybe the secret to the Chamber of Mirrors is you have to hook up, you have to try to go into it from an adjacent room on another side. And maybe if I had built a room on either side of it, I'd actually be able to get in there and look at it. But it doesn't come up until late in the draft pool, and it gets really hard then to set that up. I mean, I can't. Both the first time I encountered it and now this time, I've been dead-ended. This was my last choice. So, I'm disappointing. But I've seen the showroom for the first time. I mean, that's an accomplishment in its own. To have gotten the showroom. And let me make certain, absolutely certain, that I don't actually have some other information I need to log here. I don't think that I do on the list. I am in position 7. Yeah, no, I've got row 7 completely worked out. Row 8 and 9, I don't even know if there's any pictures on row 9. That's where I am missing information. The gear wrench did allow me to adjust a couple rooms. I will be losing it at the when I call this a day. Yeah, I'm pretty sure what I have to do is I have to hit this button, and then if I can get into this from the 180 degree opposite side, I can get to the center button. That's what it looks like to me, but I'm not going to be able to do that. I have 45 steps and nothing really to do with them. I mean, I can go outside, but there's nothing there to do. Always possible there's something I'm missing, but I think day 15 is stopped here. And this is my last day with the Blessing of the Dancer, where I could pay to spin rooms. I used it a little bit, and it was okay. I could have used more gems on this run. I'm going to call it there. And day 16 will have to be another night, because I can't do 2 runs in a night on the week. Prosaic Villa. You know, I got to see the book, a new book, so that was nice. Anyway, gonna stop it there. Bye-bye.